Good morning. I want to spend just a minute or two of time talking about what I think is the most important thing that any human being can learn or be aware of, and that is how to tell truth from a lie from a signal in your own body. Think of a time when you lied to someone you loved. Now I know you're going to say, oh, but I'm not a liar. I don't lie. And I know that. I know none of us intend most of the time to lie to anybody, but we've all done it. The one that I think is most common is, how are you? I'm fine. Well, maybe that's not the whole story. Even if you're fine, it could be, I'm really excited about going to work today, or that may not be so true, but something. There are more details. I'm fine just doesn't tell the whole story. So, lie of omission. Think of a time when you lied to someone you loved. Mother, I'm going to the library. No, you're not. You're going to be in your girlfriend's car at the movies, or something like that. So just pick one. It really doesn't matter what. Now I want you to scan your body, mostly your torso, from head, neck, shoulders to your tailbone. Front, back. Just think that lie to yourself and feel any sensations that you're having in your body at the time that you think that thought. And think of what those are. If I was doing this live, I would wait. I would love for you to come up with your own answer, but here I'm going to have to give an answer. So a lot of people will get different sensations. I've heard all kinds of things. Some people got like a feeling on their right shoulder and a feeling on their left shoulder and different things. But the one that I've found is the most universal is most of us, and maybe everybody, because when I talked to some of these people who got other feelings, they did find this one too. They just weren't noticing. We get like this clenching in our gut. And I think of it, you might call it heavy or tight or contracted. Something like that, just right in your solar plexus, right in your gut. Yes, that's a gut feeling. That's exactly what it is. That's where the term comes from. So that feeling, if you have it, is the feeling of lying to yourself, someone you love. Okay? Don't take my word for it. I don't want you to go out of here and go, oh, Stacy Clark said that when I get that feeling, I'm lying to myself, so I must be lying to myself. Don't do it. I want you to go test it, experiment with it, play with it, toss thoughts into your mind, any thought. 1 + 1 is 17. Find out what it feels like in your body when you say that. Anything, but play with it. There's also a feeling that tends to indicate truth. I don't know why, but that one's a little trickier because we don't want to be trying to predict the future with it. And that's the tendency I have, and a lot of people do. I mean, why do you think astrology sells so well? It's because it makes us think that we can predict the future. Well, my crystal ball is not that clear. And I got a magic 8 ball, but you don't get great accuracy. So there is a truth feeling. There are many, but basically it's the opposite. It's an expansion, an opening. A lot of people get chills and what my mother calls truth tears. Just that involuntary little tearing in your eyes that isn't really crying. And it can happen in the gut as well. But I more feel it up, a little more towards my shoulders or whatever. The truth feeling to me is the opposite. It's light, it is expansive, it is open to me, okay? Play with it. There's also research showing that we can have something called it's literally called a feeling of knowing in the research. Look up on being certain, believing you're wrong even when you're right, right even when you're wrong, sorry. That's by Robert A. Burton. It contains some of this research about that feeling of knowing and how off it can be. So that's why the truth piece is a little trickier sometimes. I made straight A's all through school with this feeling of knowing, and it worked for me. So I tend to think I can trust that. Other times I might be using it in a place where, like, I can't read somebody else's mind, but I might think I know what they're thinking. That's a lot. Let's go back to the feeling. So if you can, feel your body at the times that you are having thoughts or listening to someone, a politician maybe, and check your body, check your gut. Is it true? Can you feel it? Do you feel a clenching that says, ooh, no, that's not true? Or do you feel that some kind of lightness and openness and expansion? Go play with that in the world. I think that if we could all learn more about knowing what's a lie and what's true, it could totally change the world. In fact, the last thing I'll give you today is Spider Robinson, an amazing science fiction author, wrote a short story. It's called Satan's Children. I don't know why, but it's in, oh, maybe I do. It's called Satan's Children, and it's in an anthology called By Any Other Name. Read that short story. It's about what might happen in the world if all of a sudden everybody knew what the truth was and was telling the truth all of a sudden. It's a very idealistic story, but I like idealistic stories. You can actually find it online on BaenBooks.com. That's B as in boy, AEN.com, I think, or maybe BaenBooks.com. Anyway, so go play in the world with this truth and lie feeling, and I'll see you later. Thanks so much. Bye.